Do you know why I document and share my story as a successful female entrepreneur with multiple businesses, a mom, a wife, and a dog mom? The answer is quite simple. I want to be a role model and an example for my two daughters. I want to show them that if mom could do it, so can they. I also want to inspire other women, mom entrepreneurs, that if I could do it with a clear vision and passion, so can they. If my story touches or inspires any of my viewers or followers, that means so much to me. My mother was a big inspiration for me, and she gave me all the resources that she can provide to me for me to be successful, and I want to do the same for my two daughters. During the pandemic, I reached out to my friend Anthony Lai, Student Affairs of TISHO, the International School of Hospitality, and shared with him that I was interested in speaking to his students through a webinar. I was a guest speaker to his graduating class a couple of years ago, and I wanted to give back again. I wanted to inject a boost of energy into the students who were studying remotely to get into the hospitality field, especially in the management and the planning. At that time, the morale was super low, as the hospitality industry was highly impacted by the pandemic and the closure of the Las Vegas Strip. Did you know that Las Vegas had the highest unemployment rate nationwide last year? So Anthony and I decided to create a webinar, and with the title, So You Want to Be Your Own Boss, where I shared my story and how I built a luxury concierge and events company from ground up, sold it, and now transitioned into real estate. I hope you enjoy this pre-recorded presentation that I share with this class.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our TISHO Hospitality Spring 2021 Speaker Series. For those who don't know me, my name is Anthony Lai, and I'm Student Affairs Program Manager here at TISHO. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar titled, So You Want to Be the Boss, featuring hospitality consultant and entrepreneur, Kaori Nagao. Whether you're an aspiring wedding or an event planner, or thinking about setting up your own company, there are a lot of things to consider before taking that leap. Especially during this pandemic, there are risks, but there's also plenty of opportunities to explore. This 1-hour entrepreneurship webinar is designed to help those who are thinking about opening a hospitality business. So, do you have what it takes to be the boss? I'm an honor today to have Kaori Nagao as our special guest speaker for today's discussion. So, a little bit about Kaori. Kaori Nagao is an internationally educated, passionate, and driven entrepreneur based in Las Vegas, Nevada. Born in Japan, Kaori is fluent in 3 languages, Japanese, English, and Spanish. In 2002, Kaori graduated from the University of California, Riverside with a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration with an emphasis on entrepreneurship. In 2004, while working for market research full-time in LA, she started an events and promotion company called Angelica Promotions with her roommate. Fast forward to 2005, Kaori completed a UCLA Riordan program with a certificate in pre-MBA studies and decided to make a move to Las Vegas, the city of entertainment, to bring her event promotion company to the next level. For 11 years, Kaori built a luxury concierge business called Angelica Boutique Concierge, offering exceptionalized, personalized, and customized Las Vegas experience and events to global corporate and leisure groups. She worked with notable tech companies such as Google, Facebook, and Netflix. In 2017, Angelica Boutique Concierge was acquired by Bonatel Exclusive Travel, a leading inbound tour operator for luxury travel in North America, where Kaori was tasked to create a new division within the company that focused on experience and events. This new vision was called Beyond by Bonatel. In 2018, Kaori and her husband Robert invested in 2 local restaurants here in Vegas, notably Mama Bird Southern Kitchen and Hola Mexican Cocina and Cantina. Last year, Kaori transitioned to the real estate business and joined Las Vegas' top luxury brokerage, Char Luxury Real Estate. She is now educating and empowering first-time homebuyers how to build wealth through real estate. Her real estate services include buying, selling, renting, and investing in Las Vegas properties. She has a big presence on social media, so make sure to follow her on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and anything else you name it. So without further ado, allow me to introduce Kaori Nagao, our speaker for this day's webinar. Hi, Kaori.
Hi, Anthony. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm so excited.
Yes, and if you can show us your presentation and we'll go from there.
Absolutely. All right. So how's everybody doing today? I'm very excited to be here to present to you. So you want to be the boss, our entrepreneur webinar. March 2nd already. I can't believe it's already March and we're kicking off the pool party season this weekend here in Las Vegas. So Anthony, I hope you're ready for the warm weather that we're going to be about to have. All right. So I'll start with my presentation. Hope everybody can see this. Wonderful. So just a little background about me. Anthony did a wonderful presentation already, but as a hospitality entrepreneur with over 16 years of experience in Las Vegas in the events management, luxury concierge services, food and beverage, and now real estate. I was born and raised in Yokohama, Japan as an only child. I attended an international school growing up and I learned to speak Japanese, English, and Spanish. Obviously, Japanese was my first language, English my second. And in middle school, we had to choose a third language. So it was either between Spanish and French. And as a Japanese native tongue, it was very difficult for me to pronounce the French words. So I chose Spanish, also with an intention to go to move to California for my higher education. And, having the Spanish language background would be a good fit for that. So I graduated in 2002 from University of California, Riverside with a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration with honors. I did focus on marketing and entrepreneurship during my studies there. And in 2004, while working full-time for a market research company in Century City, LA, my roommate Lisa and I started an events promotions company called Angelica Promotions. And we'll get further into that. I graduated from UCLA in 2005 with the Reardon program, a pre-MBA program certificate, and it was fantastic. It obviously educated you on, what to expect for an MBA program, and it was a year program. And obviously, a lot of students had the intentions to continue their, MBA programs. But at that point in 2005, I had a choice. Did I want to move forward with the MBA program and apply to all the MBA schools in the US, or I also had a desire to bring my promotions company to Las Vegas being the city of entertainment. Why not be there, right? And so I called my mom in Japan and I asked her what she thought, and she said that, you know what, we're moving to Vegas. You're going to take that risk. I'm coming to help you move. And she always does. As an only child, my mom would come here to the US every time I relocated. And she said, we're moving to Vegas. So that was May of 2005. So I relocated here. I also rebranded the company from Angelica Promotions to Angelica Boutique Concierge, as I was going to be focusing on luxury concierge services and soon corporate events. In 2007, I got married. 2010, I had my first daughter, Abby. 2014, I had my second daughter, Julia, and you can see the picture to the right. That is our family. We went Christmas tree shopping last December, and that was when we took that picture. And in 2017, after 11 years of owning and operating Angelica Boutique Concierge, it was time to bring the company to the next level through an acquisition. And I had decided to sell the company to Bonatel Exclusive Travel, a luxury travel company with a focus on inbound travel to North America. And I had a 3-year full-time contract with them to build and establish a new division within the company and to really focus on events and experiences for all of their customers traveling to the United States. In 2018, my husband and I invested in 2 local restaurants in Southern Highlands where we reside. It's called Mama Bird's Southern Kitchen and Hola, Cucina, Cantina. If any of you have been there, I'd love to hear your feedback. I do manage the social media for Mama Bird's Southern Kitchen. We've been open for 2.5 years,
And we absolutely love, obviously, serving the local community, especially in Southern Highlands. I've seen it. I've lived in it for over 12 years, and I've seen the community grow. And obviously, having my 2 daughters in school there, I also have 3 nephews that go to school there. We're very well connected in that community. And obviously, we love offering incredible, food items to that local community. And I'll talk to you a little bit more about that. Obviously, owning and operating a business in a pandemic situation is very different, but we've been very lucky, and we love having our Southern Highlands local support there. And then last year in 2020, I transitioned out of the real estate. I transitioned out of the events world to real estate, and I joined Char Luxury Real Estate. And also last year during the pandemic, we also added a new family member, Roxy, our new mini golden doodle that you see right there. And it's been a fantastic addition to our family. So here I'll be talking to you about Angelica Promotions and Angelica Boutique Concierge. So in LA, I was living with my roommate Lisa, and she turned out to be my partner. We would go out every weekend to a nightclub with our friends from UCLA and USC in Hollywood. So one day we had a thought of creating our own events promotions company. Why not get paid to throw our own parties, right? That idea soon evolved into a business, and we formed Angelica Promotions, where we promoted various nightclubs and different venues in Hollywood, and we got compensated for the cover charge we collected at the front door and the sales we generated at the bar. And moving on to in Las Vegas, I shifted my focus from event promotions to luxury concierge services, and we offered a one-of-a-kind experience for celebrations like bachelorette parties, weddings, and birthdays. And as my clients were getting more mature, I started getting inquiries for corporate events and started planning events for my clients at Google, Facebook, and Netflix. After growing the business for 11 years, I had an idea of selling the business so that I could scale the business. And everything I did was manual. So it was very important for me to think about what the next step was for the business, and it was technology. Basically, we started having this conversation about an acquisition, and one of my B2B clients was Bonatel Exclusive Travel. So I sourced a lot of my hotel bookings through them and realized that there was a lot of synergy between us. And now Anthony will be presenting my video of what Angelica Boutique Concierge and what kind of offers and services we had for all of our customers traveling to Vegas. Awesome. What do you think about the video? I hope you enjoyed it. So as you saw, you know, Vegas, I think we live in such a wonderful, fantastic city. It's a city of entertainment. We have so much to offer on and off the strip. And that's why people from all over the world come here to experience it, right? And for me, you know, when I started Angelica Promotions, you know, I was, you know, 24 to be exact. And, you know, you wanted to go out and socialize with your friends. And that's what we did every weekend. And so that transformed into a business. And then with my vision and passion into bringing that company to Vegas, I made that big move in 2005. And I hosted all of my friends, you know, bachelorette parties, wedding parties, 30th birthdays, now 40th birthdays, you know, and all these celebrations over the years. And soon I realized that not only am I catering my services to the leisure clientele, but as our clients and friends get older and mature professionally, I was able to offer the same services to the corporate clients and to be able to work with all these incredible, you know, especially the tech companies in Silicon Valley. So here's a little bit about Bonatel, the company that acquired my company. It is the leading inbound tour operator for luxury travel to North America. It was incorporated in 1991, established itself as a renowned luxury specialist offering exclusive deluxe hotels and resorts, upscale boutique properties, and unique one-of-a-kind experiences throughout the U.S. to tour operators worldwide with unparalleled service and a belief that we are one as strong as their partnership. So, you know, with Bonatel, it just made so much sense because I was sourcing a lot of my hotel accommodations from them. And they were also very interested in growing their events and experiences division, which was now, when I, you know, joined their company, was rebranded as Beyond by Bonatel. So this is some information about Beyond. Once in a lifetime, every time. This is the mantra that the Beyond team lives by. And so we were a one-stop shop for nationwide meetings, incentive conferences, events, and more. We specialize in providing customized and engaging events for our corporate clientele. Our services extend from event research to production, to branded swags, to talent and entertainment sourcing. One of our team members is on site to facilitate every step of the way. And we've built partnerships with industry leaders, which allows us to offer preferred rates, complimentary upgrades, and exclusive benefits. And so this is actually a picture of an event that we hosted at Town Nightclub, and that is Wycliffe John, and I had a pleasure of working with him several times. So these are some examples of past events that we did. Again, we did everything from creative direction to securing venues, securing talent and entertainment, AV and stage requirements, food and beverage, brand marketing, logistical management, staffing, and on-site management. So just to highlight 3 of the events that we did. The first one, and I'm so proud because this event, it was a themed cocktail reception with sponsor activations at Caesar's Palace Pool with 2,700 people. And we were all dressed in toga, as you can see, and this was July. So a lot of people it's obviously 110 degrees outside, even at night, right? So all these people were having such a great time. They started jumping into the pool. And this event is actually recorded in the Guinness World Record for the biggest for the largest toga party ever put together and organized. So I'm really proud of that. I hosted a lot of industry nights for a lot of conferences and meetings. And this one in particular, we had Wycliffe John perform at Marquee Nightclub for 2,000 people. And then this event on the far right is a 5K run on the Las Vegas Strip. And fun fact, you're able to organize a 5K run on the strip. No road closures, right? Because we're not allowed to do that. It only happens twice a year, road closures in Las Vegas, 1 New Year's Eve and 2 for the Rock and Roll Marathon. But if you have less than 400 people, you're able to use the sidewalks and do a 5K run for your events. So that's what we did. And for this one, we started at the Venetian, and folks ran all the way to MGM Grand and circled back. And we had 200 people participate to kick off this conference. Some other past events. And one of the other things why I was really excited about the acquisition with Bonatel is because I only offer services in Las Vegas, But I knew that with the partnership with Bonatel, we were able to offer our services nationwide immediately because of our hotel partners in all the other markets and all the other cities in the US. So very quickly, we were able to do events in New York, Austin, Napa, Santa Cruz, and this is some examples of what we did. So in New York, this is one of my absolute favorite events that we did for 120 people. We had dinner and exclusive use of the ice skating rink at the famous Rockefeller Center. We had cocktail reception at Town, New York. And we also, organized hotel accommodations, all the logistics, transportations for this group. The event in Austin, we had whiskey tasting and tour. We had line dancing lessons with live entertainment. We had exclusive farm to table dining experience and food truck tours in the heart of Texas. And if you're a foodie like me, the food over there in Austin is fantastic. We've done a lot of events in Napa. This one in particular, we did a private dining at Morimoto by celebrity chef Masaharu Morimoto. We also did chocolate painting and tasting while overlooking the Napa River, bike tour, followed by wine tasting and pizza making. That was a lot of fun. And the last event that I want to share with you is 185 people in Santa Cruz. We did an exclusive picnic on the boardwalk with unlimited arcade games, private beach volleyball courts, and guided sand art sculpture making activity, which was a big hit. And we also did private yacht cruises, stand-up paddleboarding, kayaking, and biking. And again, every destination offers something unique and special about it. So that's what we wanted to focus on, especially for these team offsites that we created for our corporate clients. So moving on to becoming a restaurant owner. So how did that happen? Well, my husband and I have been living in Southern Highlands area, and we felt that there was a need for more local and authentic restaurants where we could take our two daughters to. So the first restaurant that we opened is called Mama Bird's Southern Kitchen. And we offer incredible Southern goodness to our local community. We do have takeouts. We are on all the third-party delivery app. And quite honest with you, like that obviously saved our business during the pandemic because obviously everything had to shut down and we were only limited on the takeout business. So we were very lucky and grateful that we had all of that set up already. And then in the midst of the pandemic, last September, we opened Hola, Cocina. And this is a lighter adaptation, a modern adaptation of our Mexican recipes. And we do have, we're very active on social media. So please follow us at Mama Bird SK and Hola Las Vegas. Love to have you and experience our food. And Southern Highlands, it is a growing community. So if you haven't been there recently, or if you're not too familiar, right? A lot of people from, Summerlin or Henderson, they kind of stick to their area. They don't venture down. Please do. And we are obviously, because we're located on the southernmost part of Las Vegas, a lot of our clients driving in from LA would definitely stop by and enjoy our food before, after visiting Las Vegas. So I absolutely love that. And then Char Luxury Real Estate. So I, for me as being a business entrepreneur, you have your timeline, you have your goals. And for me, I wanted to grow my business to the maximum point, get acquired, be there for the transition, but that was my exit strategy. And my exit strategy, I wanted to obviously spend more time with my family, my husband and my daughters, travel more, be there for them, especially for their after school activities. So I was really, really intrigued by real estate because of the flexibility that it gives you. And, real estate is your own business. And for me, having that experience, 15 years plus of being an entrepreneur, I knew what I had to do to obviously launch a new business and create a successful business. So just to give you some information about Char Luxury Real Estate, it is one of the top luxury brokers in Las Vegas. My broker's name is Randy Char, and he has over 50 million in sales in high-rise luxury sales for the last 2 years. And I joined Char Luxury last spring, 2020, right after I received my broker salesperson license. And again, it all happened kind of, quickly last year. I transitioned out of Bonatel in January. I started taking my real estate classes and took the test in February. And then March is when everything shut down. So I was really fortunate to have that opportunity to take care of my testing and everything before all the testing centers closed down in mid-March. My vision through Char Luxury is to empower and educate women through real estate. I assist my clients with real estate needs from buying, selling, renting, and investing in properties in Las Vegas and Henderson. And my marketing is very heavily on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. My daughters taught me TikTok, and they were the ones that really told me that I had to open an account on TikTok, that I had to cater my services to the younger demographic, because the younger demographic was all on TikTok. And so I did. And YouTube, I actually just launched my YouTube channel last December. And, just really learning how the different platforms work is really fascinating. I spend my morning time usually on social media, posting, responding, commenting, engaging with my customers, answering any questions they have, getting, potential leads and emailing them with some information on listings. So definitely leveraging social media is really key. And on my YouTube channel, Kaori Luxury Real Estate, I highlight not only the Las Vegas real estate market, but I do a lot of lifestyle videos. I share to my customers about the different areas in Las Vegas. Obviously, it's not just the Strip, right? There's other certain areas outside of the Strip that people could go dine and enjoy, and obviously enjoy the great outdoors. I mean, who hasn't spent a lot of times, exploring the outdoor, that, the Las Vegas outdoor activities that we have here, from Red Rock to Mount Charleston to Lake Las Vegas to Lake Mead. And I also do a lot of interviews with movers and shakers here. And I think, one of, the big thing for me too is mentorship and giving back and sharing with you my story. So if you could be inspired by it, or if you could be, take away some notes from it, that brings me so much joy and motivation to continue what I'm doing. So that's definitely my passion and my vision. And I love to continue doing that. So now, entrepreneurship, be your own boss. So what are some of the key, steps in doing that? Number one, establishing your career goals, identifying the why. I think that's very, very important. And for me, it was my family. I wanted to spend more time with my daughters and my husband and be there for them. And being your own entrepreneur is obviously giving you the flexibility of creating your own schedule, right? Delegating things to your team so that you can spend more time with your family. I think that's my biggest why. And I think it's always important to have that why in every aspect of your business plan or marketing strategies. Always thinking about that in the back of your mind will help you make those decisions. Number two, creating your business plan and mission statement. Goal setting, definitely really important, especially in the beginning, to make sure that you have all the boxes checked, right? You know what you need to do. This is your timeline. This is your action plan, what you need to do to achieve, from point A to point B to point C. Having all of that laid out is very, very important in writing. A lot of people think about it, talk about it, but you have to put it in writing so that you can see it visually. And if you do have a timeline, an actionable timeline, which I highly recommend, I would suggest you put that on your desk. Have it somewhere visual where you can see it every day. So you know that every day you're reaching towards those goals and checking off, checking off those boxes as you accomplish those items. Number three, create your website and social media presence. And online media presence is more important than ever because everybody is on their phones, on their laptops, on their tablets, looking at social media every day. So I think that's definitely a great way to generate leads, educate, provide information, engage with your potential customers. I think that's really, really huge. Number four, network and create business allies, relationships and partnerships. This for me is the most important thing in entrepreneurship and building a business. Everyone you meet, I think, again, I'm all about laws of attraction. You meet people, for a reason. Every time you meet somebody, make sure you take down their information, add them to your database, add them to your phone, add them on LinkedIn, all of your social media platforms, because these people are the people that are going to be helping you and building you your business as you move forward. So this is very key. It's all about a win-win relationship. It's all about partnership and collaborations. And I think that's how you build a successful business. Number 5, establish yourself as an expert in the field. What is your niche? For me in real estate now, there's over 18,000 real estate agents and growing, because a lot of people are taking those tests and think it might be easy, but again, once you're in it, it's not easy, and it takes a lot of time and dedication to get those clients, right? It doesn't happen overnight either. So for me, what's your niche? I live in Southern Highlands, so I definitely want to be considered like the Southern Highlands expert. The branding that I do on my YouTube channel, I'm a lifestyle expert in Las Vegas. So I want people to come to me to ask me lifestyle questions. What are some of the pros and cons in living in this area, And of course, being a Southern Highlands resident, I want to be that expert for my clients. Number 6, what changes do you need to make to adapt to the new norm? In-person gatherings are limited with social distancing. Virtual events, how business is conducted with new regulations. This is something that we all need to take into consideration, whether you want to stay in hospitality and do event planning, wedding planning, work at the hotels. These are all new guidelines that we need to abide by, and everything is constantly changing. So right now, as you know, we're open at 35%. But by March 15th, we'll be at 50%. So what does that mean? Does that mean we could have more than 6 people per table? Yes. How many people can we have at like a private event? Is it 50 people, 100 people, 250 people? We need to be on top of all these guidelines, because we want to make sure we're following them, A, but 2, be able to offer our services to that number of people if you are organizing a private event. So I think that's very important. Number 7, find a mentor. Surround yourself with positive influences that empower you. I think that's always important, even for entrepreneurs like myself. We're always, we have questions too. We get stuck sometimes. We want, feedback. We want to kind of bounce off our ideas with people. So I think that's really important, to surround yourself with mentors, people that maybe are more mature in your industry, that could really give you guidance and advice on different situations that you may come across. And, I'd love, obviously, to be your mentor. If you have any questions, I'd love to be there for you to answer any questions you may have. And my last slide, the biggest takeaway from my 16 years of being an entrepreneur. So number 1, just do it. A lot of people think too hard, think too much, think about all the negativity, or think about all the hurdles without thinking about all the positive that could, come from this outcome. So for me, you learn by mistakes, and it's okay. You just have to, do it and take action in order to know what's going to work and what's not going to work. And, quite honest with you, when I started in LA, I was 24, we kind of made deals as we kind of, had these experiences, one contract to the other. We were learning how to negotiate better deals. It all takes time and experience. So don't feel like you have to rush it and know everything, because you don't, and when you're starting a new business, you're going to go through that process to learn what works for you and what doesn't. Number 2, be passionate, do what you love. And you have to, guys, life is too short. You want to be doing what you love all the time. You want to be passionate about it. You want to wake up every morning and be excited about, the events you're going to plan or the customers you're going to service. And that really, brought me to, doing Angelica, boutique concierge for over 11 years here in Las Vegas. So do what you are passionate about. Sense of urgency and take actions. A lot of people think about things, think about different, great ideas and goals, or, you talk about it in a meeting, but you don't action it. So what are these actionable timeline and plans? I think it's really important to write them down and, keep yourself in check to do those. Take action. Number 4, it's okay to make mistakes and learn from them. I just touched on that, but again, we're all growing and we're all learning from mistakes, and that is okay. Number 5, networking and building your contacts, staying in touch. Networking is really key, and you just never know when you need to leverage those relationships and contacts that you've built in the past. So always have them, build it in your database. Number 6, innovate. Keep up with the technology and trends. And I think, again, very important that the world is changing with this new norm. You need to know what what the new restrictions are and the guidelines are. What are the trends? What are the technologies? What's trending? Are people still on Instagram versus Facebook? What platforms are going to be the best fit for your service, what you are trying to do? So always be on top of that. And again, getting resources online is great. Everyone's getting information on YouTube. That's great. See what the industry leaders are talking about in their podcasts or on their channel. And number 7, don't give up. There's going to be some hardship. There's going to be some times where you're like, that's it, and you throw that red flag. And, that's why I think it's great to surround yourself with positive mentors and people that could encourage you, because there are going to be times where you feel discouraged and disappointed. And maybe, you had a goal that you thought you were going to achieve, but you were, not even halfway there. And that's okay. You just need to keep going. And I think that's one of the lessons that you need, one of the takeaways as an entrepreneur is to never give up and surround yourself with positive people that are going to be your cheerleaders to keep going. Because once you're able to achieve your goals, it's so rewarding. And for me, being in that space of luxury concierge services and events, what was most rewarding for me was seeing my clients, have a great time, have a time of their lives, right? Especially in Vegas, and tell them how amazing I was, that I made their dream come true, that I was their genie. Like, all those positive reinforcement really helped me, get through these hardships, because that was what I wanted to continue to do by offering these exceptional experiences. So I'm going to end my presentation with my favorite quote by Steve Jobs, which is, "You've got to find what you love. And that is as true for your work as it is true for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of heart, you'll know when you find it. And like any great relationship, it just gets better and better as the years roll on. So keep looking until you find it. Don't settle. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown you out of your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary." Steve Jobs. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Anthony, for giving me the space to speak to the students at TISHO. Let's stay in touch. Please follow me. And this is my email address and my phone number. Please stay in touch. Thank you again for the time to let me share with you my story. And again, I'm open for Q&A.
Yes, thank you, Kaori. So it looks like we have some questions from our audience. Ethel, if you don't mind, for your questions, if you don't mind typing it in the Q&A feature, we can get those questions answered. This is on a webinar session. But while we wait for our audience to type in those questions, Kaori, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Obviously, as like an entrepreneur, when you start your businesses, was there like a big challenge that you had to face when you're creating these businesses, like one significant challenge, and how did you overcome that?
I think, for me, again, setting up a business and, you go through your business plan and, you've got to do all these license things and open bank accounts and, having the right team is definitely key. I had a great CPA, I had a great, business lawyer. Obviously, hiring a great team to support you is also one of the biggest rewarding and also one of the most challenging thing, right? Because finding good people is never easy. And, we're in the space of events and people person, and you need to find a specific skill set in what we do. So again, finding the right partners and finding the right teammate is, I think, one of the biggest challenge, especially when you have your own business and your business is like a baby, right? So you're very protective of it. But at the end of the day, you need to start delegating in order to grow and grow as a team. So.
Right, thank you. And you mentioned that networking is so important when starting a business. Is there advice some one type of advice that you have about networking that a lot of us, we all know how to meet people and we all are familiar with conversating with people, but is there something that we just are not getting about networking? Like,
Yeah, so obviously you want to make an impression, right? So, when I first moved here to Las Vegas, I didn't know anybody. I started going to all these networking events, whether it was for concierge or food and beverage or any sort of networking. There's obviously, Las Vegas Chamber of Commerce and Women's Chamber of Commerce and Asian Chamber of Commerce and all those Chamber of Commerces. I think there's like young professional groups. All these groups are there to help you like network and get in touch with these like-minded people, right? So I mean, almost every day I would go to a networking event. I have my business card ready to go, and it's about making an impression. So for me, you know, being a female, being Japanese, being Asian, minority here in Las Vegas, when I would go to all these nightclubs and all these different networking events, which is very much male dominated, I need to make an impression. And I did. And I told them what I did. And, especially to these nightclub venue owners, I said I could bring these reservations for you. I don't think there's anyone else like me here in Vegas. And I was pretty much the only minority female promoter at that time, back in 2005 when I started. So I made an impression. I think that's very important. Also, follow up. You need to do a follow up email. You need to connect with these people right away on these different social media platforms so they remember you. At these networking events, I mean, how many people are you meeting, right? You're passing out your business card, talking. Maybe it's a handful. Maybe it's more than 20 business cards you end up at the end of the night. So how are people going to remember you? So my key is to, do what you need to do to make an impression, let them know what you're passionate about, and so that they could remember, oh, that was that girl, Kaori, who just moved from LA that's starting her, luxury concierge service company. That's what I wanted people to remember me as. So having that clear intention and to communicate that, I think is very, very important.
excellent, excellent. Thank you for that. A question from a student. So your team included a lawyer, CPA, and did you write your business plan? Did you have a coach?
Yes, so I did write my business plan, and to be honest with you, I don't think it was as detailed as it should be. When we're taking all these marketing classes, it tells you like make it very detailed. To be honest with you, I think mine was very more high level general business plan. But again, like when I first started in LA and I was catering my services to all these college students, you need to have some sort of a marketing plan and strategy, right? To make sure that you're communicating all these events to them. How are you communicating with them? And at that time, it wasn't like all these social media platforms were that advanced at that time. So yeah, just for me, I think, looking back, I could have done a better job doing a more detailed business plan, but the more detailed it is, the better for you.
All right, thank you. Another question. So Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all these other social media channels that we use, do you think there's a limit? Is there one social media channel that we should use more often or get to know more? Like, what's your opinion on that?
I think it's ever changing, but my thought process, and I've actually heard a lot of industry experts, CMOs from top Fortune 500 companies say on their YouTube channel that in 2 years, 80% of our marketing content is going to come from video. So what does that tell me? You have to be on YouTube. You have to be on YouTube. And of course, Instagram, right? Facebook. Facebook was the first social platform that I had. So obviously, I wanted to use it. I have all my contacts there. There are a lot of them are, family members, really close friends, right? And then now I've added all my clients on there. So I'm actually maxed out at 5,000, people on Facebook, but I did open my Facebook business page so that I could have people follow me there. I mean, every platform now has video, right? Like Facebook, we're on Facebook Live. We have Facebook video now, which is very similar to what they're doing, on the YouTube channel. So I think moving forward, the future is video. That's what I could say. And personally, I love Instagram. So Instagram's like my core. And then I'll do Facebook, and then, I'm really focusing next on YouTube with all of my videos, that I'm, publishing every week. And then TikTok is more for me for fun. And also I'm able to edit a lot of my video content on TikTok with the effects and the sound and, all the different special effects. And then I use that TikTok video on Instagram or on YouTube, on Facebook. That's kind of my strategy. But video is definitely the future.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for that.
Yes.
And I think that pretty much sums up for our webinar. Once again, we want to thank Kaori for providing us insights on how to be the boss and how to start an entrepreneurship type of business. For any of us in the audience that have missed a portion of this webinar, no need to worry. We'll have this uploaded, the full recording, on our YouTube channel. This is also broadcast on Facebook Live, so you can hop onto our Facebook page and watch the webinar in its entirety. Again, if you want to reach out to Kaori, this is her contact information at Kaori Luxury Real Estate, or you can reach out to her to Kaori@charluxury.com. I'm sure she'll be welcome for any type of questions that you have in creating your own business. Thank you again to the audience, and thank you, Kaori, for providing us this special webinar for us.
Thank you so much, guys, and good luck.
All right, thank you. Have a nice day.
What did you all think about my webinar? Do you have any further questions for me? Please make sure you comment below. And if you're new to my channel, thank you once again for tuning in. This is Kaori Nagao, your Las Vegas lifestyle specialist.